What is going on, you stark raving lunatics? Guess what? The exact wild situational possibility that we just talked about yesterday played itself out perfectly. I'm going to show you what that means. We are on a pump again. New information just released in the last 2 hours. Kwon is successfully or has successfully appealed his extradition to the United States based on policy and based on procedure in the Montenegrin court system. So will this maintain itself? Probably not, but for right now, Kwon is safe from being extradited to the United States. Now, in the meantime, I do think it's important that he commits to a successful argument about why the United States is not part of this plan. The United States doesn't really have anything to do with this. He is a South Korean citizen where any alleged crime he may have committed were performed and conducted in South Korea, and he should be prosecuted in South Korea. Now, does that make it fair? I'm not really sure that it does or it does not. According to William Chen, he would be better served in the U.S. court system because he would get a far more fair trial. However, it is my belief that that would be the inappropriate method and perhaps to the advantage of us, but that's not the right move. That's not the right choice. That's not the right play. However, that seems to be what's playing out. So for right now, Kwon is safe from the wildness of extradition. So that's causing a pump right now. So if you like this content, you like the channel, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell to be notified of future content, and leave a comment down below letting me know how you feel. Do you like the question of today? Do you like Kwon? And by the way, make sure that you're checking out Fire Token. Fire Token being run by Levi. I do have the data that we'll get into in an upcoming video. We're going to talk about the circulating supply. We're going to talk about how the burn mechanism works. We're going to talk about everything that you need to know. All of the questions that I get from people who say stuff like, well, nobody even knows what's going on. Well, actually, people do know what's going on. We've got all the details and stuff like that. They just get shared when they come out. So a lot going on in the ecosystem, and we got a new burn mechanism ready to pop. But here it is right here. Kwon successfully appeals extradition decision by the Montenegrin court. The previous decision that legal requirements for extradition had been met was rejected by the country's appeals court. So the Podgorica High Court in November decided that the legal prerequisites for the extradition were met. Tuesday's order shows that Kwon's defense successfully appealed that decision. The appeals court has ordered the case to be returned to the Podgorica base court for retrial. The appeals court rejected the extradition decision because the investigation judge failed to hear out the defendant, Kwon, with regard to the U.S. extradition request, something required by law. If the court eventually approves Kwon's extradition, the country's Minister of Justice has the final decision. Now, it should be noted that Kwon is asking to be tried in South Korea versus the United States, despite that William Chen, his former partner, says that he would be better off in the United States. He does prefer to go back to South Korea. So that's causing a pump in the charts, as you guys can see. When we were playing around yesterday, we were talking about what could happen over here, and I told you guys that this little golden box right here is probably where everything was going to play out in the next 24 hours. And guys, I don't mean to be right every single time. I really don't. I can assure you this had nothing to do. I mean, it did have everything to do. If there was going to be a pump, it was going to be brought about probably by Kwon and by a decision there in the Montenegrin courts of some variety. But I had no idea that it was going to play out like this. Not really. But as you can see right now, we should be, and we should note that we just crossed the 200 SMA, came down and back tested it on the 1 hour, and it seems like that's turning into a line of support. Now, if that holds, then we got to start talking about where we go next, and that's going to be about 18,300. It would look like, which would be the spot for most likely between 18.3, 18.5. That's a rejection area right there. Now you're starting to notice that the 200 SMA made a swing back towards the upside. If this continues and this rally does continue, then you could consider that we could be looking at breaking the 2 and then 21.5 and then 22.7. Guys, this could be a nice run, and we could be testing that high again. Local high, not all-time high for this project. Very, very soon. Now, I do want to say USTC not holding up nearly as well. I did say again that there would be a rally, and guys, again, I don't mean I don't mean to pick this stuff exactly as it's going to happen, but this looked like the most likely route. If there was going to be a rally on Luna Classic, this looked like the most likely play out. So we got lucky on this in being completely right about what the next play out is. Now, for this purpose over here, the next play out in USTC to me would end up being, I guess it's going to be about 3.8 cents because you're in the golden pocket right now. So, if we're going to get a nice rip and we're going to get a nice retest and we're going to get a nice move, then the golden pocket, that's your accumulation zone. And then you hope that it rips back up to the 382. Which is going to be right here at about 5.3 cents. So this could be a very successful, this could be a gigantic move getting ready to happen for USTC and Luna Classic as it retests some of these highs. So shout out to everybody. If you had this on your bingo card, then you got real lucky here. Now, there is a request in the Commonwealth for reconsideration of the proposal due to 2 recently discovered cases of dynamic minimum commission abuse. The Orion validator increased the amount of delegation just before the dynamic commission application and continues to receive commissions that are 4 times the previous commission from second place. And the TCB validator invested 30 billion won a month ago, doubling their voting power and receiving a 15% commission, which is 3 times the previous amount. However, one day ago, the amount of 30 billion was suddenly subtracted and the amount returned to its original state. So it seems like people are playing with, what's going on here in the commission structure. So they're trying to game the system to gain voting power and additional clout in this space. So maybe it's time to start reconsidering and relooking at this, but we'll see what comes up for a proposal. Until there's actually a proposal, there's no proposal. So we'll see what happens there, but it should be noted that we have recognized that there is an issue. Also, the setting the tax policy to 1.5 cent. I don't know who's trying to kill Luna Classic, but whoever this idiot is that keeps putting this up. In fact, it is my understanding, guys, and I don't know, but I am told that this is Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry is someone who does Luna Classic videos from time to time and talks about the Luna Classic ecosystem. And guys, I want to point out that I have reached out to him to have some sort of debate about what to do in the Luna Classic system. I've heard no response so far, and this might answer why. It's kind of wild at this point that someone who one would consider to be savvy in cryptocurrency doesn't understand that this is a stupid idea, that this is a nonsense. This is the antics of a child, that it's a little bit wild that this is happening if it is in fact Matthew Perry and that you're listening to him. That's, guys, a little crazy around here. But anyway, so no is the end result of that. Now, volume wise, we just picked up about 70% volume to 178 million. USTC also having a 37% run back up to 56 million. And looks like Luna Classic Validator starting to get a little pump going as well. And that's it, guys. So listen, vote no with veto. Do whatever you got to do. Don't fall for stupid stuff. Also, do Kwon still safe. So we'll see what happens over the next couple. We've got about 2 months before anything happens here. So it looks like that's going to lead into February, I want to say. We're getting to the halving. The things are going to start getting crazy. Money's going to start flooding back in here, and people are going to start looking for this revival, and it's going to get epic. Guys, remember that prediction was $1 by March 15 of 2024. So we'll see what happens. This is not financial advice. My name is Believes. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.